Hello everybody, how are you doing? This is Rita Holmes from, my camera looked a little funny. I was like, oh, I'm sorry. But this is Rita Holmes from Hamilton, Ohio. I'm with Stampin' Up and I'm here to bring you a video tonight. I think I'm just lining everything up, so I'm sorry I'm looking away. But I'm going to be teaching a technique tonight and using one of our new stamp sets out of our new catalog. And I hope you enjoy that. And do I have anything? Yes, I do. Stampin' Up is going to be having a sale starting June 1st. It is a DSP sale for papers. There's going to be like 13 of our new current DSPs on sale for 15% off. So be watching for the details of that. I do know it starts June 1st, goes through June 30th. I do have a flyer on it. When I flip my camera down, I will show that to you. But there is 2, 4, 6, 8, I'm making sure it's 13, 10, 12, 13 different paper packs that will be on sale for that month. So if you are thinking about buying some DSP, you might want to wait until then so that you can get it on sale. It's nothing like waiting for a deal. And not that I want to discourage you from ordering now if you need to, and that's okay. But if you want to, if you're the type of person who likes to wait for a sale, you might want to do it for then. Other than that, I do have a special of my own. If you place a $50 order with me during the month of May, I have 3 cards that I've done with the beautiful balloon set that you'll get the stuff to make one of each card plus the PDFs, the directions for the cards, free from me. So that is with a $50 order before taxes and shipping. And you could do that on my website. When I turn the camera down, you will see my host code. And the way I know that you are wanting that card kit and stuff to do that is by using my host code. So when I flip my camera down, I would like for you to be able to get that host code. Other than that, I am going to go ahead and turn the camera down, let you see what we are going to be doing, let you take a peek of the papers that's going to be on sale, and we'll get going. So if you get dizzy, I want you to close your eyes because we are going to flip this camera now. I'm going to turn that, see my messy room, and go. I have to stand up for this. And there we go. Let me make sure I got the phone cord out of the way because I have it plugged in. And we look a little crooked, but I can straighten that up by just turning my cards a little bit. Or turning the camera. See if I'm doing that right. Straighten my camera up, straighten my phone up, and we'll be good to go. My phone looks straight, but maybe it's not. It doesn't want to twist. But anyway, we're good. We are good. But this is the card we're going to do, and actually the technique, what I'm going to do is show you how to make this wood grain using an embossing folder and inks. Okay, you'll see we got a little shabby chic little edging going on there just to kind of rough that up. I'll be showing you how to do that. I also did it for like kind of like a manly card, funny manly card at that, and just using different colors of inks and different color of DSP. This one has very vanilla of not DSP but cardstock. Very vanilla cardstock with crumb cake ink, early espresso, and craft white. This is done with Smoky Slate cardstock, Smoky Slate, and basic gray inks, and the craft white ink. This is the one I'm going to be showing you how to do. I'm using the Texture Floral stamp set. It's this right here with the dies. I've got the dies cut. I cut them out of white cardstock, and I'm going to stamp right on the die cut out and show you how easy that is to line those up without having to stamp first with this set. The other card was done with Hey Chuck. And if you have Hey Chick, that was in our catalog before, Hey Chuck will go with it. That can be Hey Chick's boyfriend. And then here's the Hey Chuck dies. Okay? So that is what I used for those cards. I will show you at the end the cards for my $50 order, which will be the birthday cards. And when we get done with this, I will show you. Here is my May host code. If you would like to place an order with me, there is the host code that you would use at my online store, which is ritaholmes.stampinup.net, which will be in the description of this video. You just hit see more, and the link in that will be there to go to the online store. Okay, let's move these over to the side. Hope you can still see them. I'm going to move this kind of over too. We'll just stick that right in there. And then we will get started. We have to have a piece of scrap paper. And I thought I do. I have it right here. I've actually used it already, but that's okay. And I'm going to get a piece of basic gray cardstock, and it's cut 5 1/4 by 4 inches, which is right here. I'm going to take basic gray ink, and I'm just going to rub this ink down this cardstock. And I about need to re-ink this from making all these papers that I've made. Let me use the other side. I'm sure I'll get ink. That way. Bring it back and get all the way down at the end, but that's okay. It can be streaked, it can be, and there we go. So we're going to do that, and then I'm going to bring in my basic gray, and I'm going to add just a little bit of color because it's darker. I don't want a whole lot of that on here at this time, but I'm just going to add some of that. And there we go. Now, before I go any further with this, I am going to take my scissors and show you how to do this edging right here. See how that is? I am going to show you that. So I just take an old pair of scissors, small ones, it's easier to handle. And I'm going to take that, and I'm going to break down those fibers. Can you see that? How that's doing that? Now you could do this. There's a lot of different tools you can use. Some of them will work faster than others. I kind of tend to be rough with it because I want to get it done. Some people I've seen just keep going like this till they get what they want. Well, to me, that takes too long. And I don't like to take that long. I like to get done. So I'm just roughing it by... And if it makes little indentations, like little tears and stuff, it's just giving it more body. It's our shabby chic look. Weathered look, if you want to say. I was doing this video this morning in my Facebook group, and one of the ladies says, "That sounds like it hurts." I said, "It's paper. It doesn't hurt the paper. Hurts you more than it does paper." I've had people that I've done classes with, and they won't crumble paper. You know how we used to, like, just crumble it up in a ball and unfold it to get all the lines and distress it. I've had people that just don't want to do that stuff. And I'm like, it's a piece of paper. It's okay. Can you see all the fibers that's fallen on my paper? It does break down the fibers in your paper, which makes it a little bit softer to use. Okay, I think that looks good. Let me shake out this piece of paper here. I'm actually shaking it in a garbage can. I'm not doing it on my floor, although I've been known to do that. I am going to take my craft white ink pad. Mine's kind of juicy, but that is okay. Now, when you do this step here, this is going to look very messy. But when you do this stamp here, you're either going to want, because craft ink does not dry as fast as your dye ink, so you will want to either use an embossing gun to dry it, a heat tool, or let it air dry. I'm going to get a paper towel, because I forgot to tear one off, but they're right here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and help this dry a little bit. I'm just going to rub it. And you don't have to make sure that it's all covered. That it's not going to matter in the big scheme of things. So there, we've got that to let that air dry. And we have it all over my fingers. So in order not to get it all over my card, I'm going to take a hand sanitizer wipe and clean my fingers off, because that tends to make it messy, but other than that, it's good. I'm going to lay this one to the side. I'll turn my paper over so I can use it, and I'm going to lay this paper over out of the way, and I have this one that I did this morning that is ready to go. So now what we're going to do is we're going to bring in the embossing machine. I better move the paper out of the way first. Set it on top of my paper, and then I'll be in bad shape. And I have to use the big machine, so it's heavier, which drives me crazy. And I'm going to be using the Timber 3D embossing folder. So what I will do is I'm going to take and I'm going to put my paper in there, my cardstock, and close that. And because it's a 3D embossing folder, I'm just going to use the plate number 1. And you always want your embossing folder with the fold of it at the back of your machine and this part open. So when you roll that through, if there's any air of it in it, it will come out. If you do it this way and there's like air trapped in there, it could cause this to crack. Just little tidbit of information there. So now I'm going to put my number 4 plate over top of that, and I'm just going to run it through. And it's easy to run through. Woo, there we go. It's done. Let me move this out of our way now. You're going to hear a click. But I wanted to get that out of the way. Move these out of our way. And then let's open up our embossing folder. And you're going to see I have a little bit of white ink that's in there. And I'll just wipe that off. It doesn't hurt your embossing folder. You just clean them so that you don't get it all over again on the next piece of paper. And let it sit and dry. Just leave it open and let it dry. Okay. So if you can see this, can you see the embossing on that? So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my Smoky Slate again, and I'm just going to swipe over it. Nothing big. It's just going to give a little dimension to, if you can see now, you can see these, like the knots in that. You can see those a little better. They're more defined. But before we're done, we're going to bring in the basic gray, and we're going to swipe with that and add even more dimension. So you just want to bring that in. And there we go. Then we have the dimension. We have some of the whites in there, some of the grays. And if you wanted to with this, you could even add a little bit of browns in there with like the crumb cake or the Sahara sand that's really light. You could add that in there and have a lot of different variations in your paper, which makes it really, really neat. And now the only other thing that we have to do is we're going to take our card, which is thick basic white, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4, folded. Use your bone folder or your pot scraper. I tend to like the pot scraper, and I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to attach this to my card, okay? So I am going to use the Stampin' Seal because it, well, it tends to want to pull this paper for some reason, and it's because I've pulled those textures loose. It didn't do that. It didn't do that on me the other night when I was playing with this, so if that's not going to work, I'm going to use tear and tape. And the reason being is I want it to hold really good. So I'm just going to use my tear and tape. And I actually put a few of these together with that Stampin' Seal, and it worked fine until this morning and now tonight. So I don't know what that's all about, but we're good. We'll just use this. So I'm going to really make sure that that's pressed down. And the reason why I want to use something like this is because the cardstock not being a solid surface, because it's got the grooves in it from our embossing folder. So you want to make sure you could use your glue, which I have done before too. But since using the the inks on it, it makes your paper just a little bit more, it actually feels almost like leather, soft leather. It makes it more pliable, I guess I want to say. And that's why the cardstock will peel a little bit after adding all that ink and stuff. So it's a fun technique. You just got to be a little bit more careful than you normally are. So get your fingers unstuck. We're going to go ahead and add this to the front of the card. I'm not layering it or anything. So I'm just going to smooth that out. I'm going to turn it over, take my tool that I like to use, which is actually for the Stamparatus, but I like it for making sure we burnish that cardstock nice and flat on there so it sticks. And now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the die pieces. I have the banner die, which came out of the stylish shapes that I'm going to put the sentiment on. And then we have, and I'm going to show you how this works. I got a bunch of them made. Some of them, that one's not. Okay, what we're going to use 2 of this leaf. These are leaves right here. We're going to use this leaf. I should have 2 of them, I hope. Yep, here's another one. We're going to use 2 of those. We're going to use 1 of this flower, 1 of the big flowers, and then 1 of whatever this flower is. I don't know what it's called, but it's flower. So I'm going to stamp all of these real quick, and I'm going to show you how I did that with having the dies already done. And I kind of liked, I just wanted to see if I could stamp them with having the die cut out instead of stamping and having to die cut everything and let you see that. I just wanted to save a little bit of time. So we are going to start with, I'll get my stamp set out. We will start with the big flower. As soon as I get the right size block out. There we go. We're going to put that on the block. We're going to use bubblegum ink, which is our new pink. Very pretty color. And I'm not going to use the scrap paper to stamp on. I don't want my white on white because I can't see it as well. So I'm going to ink this up. Just making sure I get it all inked. Then I'm going to line up, and I have this little piece that sticks out, which is right there on my stamp. So I'm just going to line that up. Stamp. Hold that on there just for a second. Pick that up. Pull that off, and there's my flower. See how easy that stamped on there? And I have nice edges around it, like my die cut should be. So there's that one. While I have that out, I'm going to do the small one. So let's put this one away. And we'll bring in this flower. I'll ink that up. Line that up with my die. And there we go with that one. Done with the pink. We'll put the pink away. I really like this bubble gum. I think it's a really pretty shade of pink. Next, I'm going to use Lemon Lolly, which is yellow, my favorite color. So, of course, I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it on this stamp image. This die cut, I'll use this image. That's what I'm trying to say. And I'm just going to ink that up. Line this up with my stamp. We have that. So far, pretty easy, right? And then we're going to take this leaf that's got 3 leaves on it. And when I ink it, I'm going to use Old Olive because I didn't want to use anything really bright. So I'm going to use Old Olive. So since I'm doing that and it's such a dark ink, I'm going to stamp off once. And then I will stamp on my die. I'm going to do that again, and I'm going to stamp 2 of those. And then lastly, I'm going to stamp that last little leaf. Lots of leaves. And here's my 2 dies. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ink that. I'm going to stamp off once. Making sure I have that on the right side. Guess I could look at the stamp and know. So I'm going to stamp that once. That can be my light one because it didn't. because I want to lighten a dark one. So now we'll do this one. There we go. So there are my die cuts all stamped. And we did that by die cutting them first, which, you know, you could die cut a lot of white images and then just stamp them in the colors you want as you go. I am going to stamp the sentiment with the basic gray on my banner here. So let's ink that up. We'll just put that on there. It fits just perfect. I'm letting that soak in a little bit. Make sure we have our color on there. There we go. And it's a nice gray, so it's not so stark. And then I'm going to go ahead and get this die out because we will be using that on the inside of the card when we get there. But I'll close the ink up until we do, because I would have my hands in it probably. Don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this card together real quick. I don't need my scrap paper anymore. I need my dimensionals. So I'm going to cut a strip to go on the back of this. Fits perfect. And then if I got any, yep, I got a couple. I'm just going to put a couple of these to hold the top a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and put that on so that I know where to place our flowers, okay? So let's take this. We'll put that right here. And the next thing I'm going to put on, and I'm just going to use my I'm going to use a little bit of this Stampin' Seal, and it works great on the cardstock when you haven't done all that other stuff to it. And I'm going to put it up here and have it. And then I'm going to take my flower. And on my flower, I'm going to put this right in the center. And that happens to be an actual a dimensional with a little piece that goes around it. I'm going to add this to my card, and then I'm going to take and I'm going to tuck my leaves up in under there. And the reason why I did the flower first is so I could make sure I had it placed good and then do the leaves. So we'll just pull that up a little bit, tuck one of these in under here. We'll take the other one and tuck that also. Try to get it in under there. And then I'm going to take one of these, and I'm going to take the light one. And what I'm doing is trying to make sure I don't have any of that showing on the front, the tear and tape, because I don't want anything to stick to it. And we're going to add that just right up here. And we will also take this and put a little bit of, and I'm just using up my scrap here. Is all I'm doing. So I'll put a piece of that on. And I'm going to just add that like right here. Okay, now before I finish decorating the inside of that, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take this extra piece, because I would just like a piece on the inside to kind of bring my front of my card to the inside of my card. I'll open up the basic gray one more time. And I don't have that on my block straight. And it says, birthday blooms for you. The front of it says, every thought of you makes me smile. And then it says, birthday blooms to you. I think my husband just walked in the door. He's been out fishing with our son and our grandson. They went fishing tonight, so I've had a night by myself. It's been kind of nice, actually. So anyway, we have that done. The only thing I need to do now is add my embellishments, and I'm going to add some iridescent pearls to it. So let me get those out of my little bag here. Yep, I hear footsteps upstairs. Better be my husband. Nancy, I know that you're going to be watching this video later, and I just want to tell you, I saw Russ today. I was out buying flowers, and he came to buy more dirt for you. He said you guys ran out of dirt for your flowers, so I said hey to him there. So I hope you got all your flowers planted. I got a lot of flowers this past week. It felt good to go do that. For a lot of you that don't know, I missed last week doing my video. My sister passed away a week ago today, and I spent the last 8 days before she died with her, because I wanted to be there with her. And so now I'm back to doing my videos. I need to fill that void of not being at the nursing home all the time, because that's where I was all the time. Let's see, let's put one, I don't know where, right here would be good. And so there's the front of the card. Let's put the butterflies on, I almost forgot. I tell you, I just have all these little pieces of jewels, and I don't want to lose them. I have these to put in there. Let's just sit them over there, and I can do that in a minute. Let's take these, and we'll put our butterflies on there and make it a really cute card. Look at this one little butterfly left here. So let me pick that up. Put one of those right there. They just jump wherever they want to go. Here comes my husband with his fishing stuff. And then I'm going to take one more big one and put down here. So there we go. So that is the card. And that is the inside. So we used dies. We saw how to make wood grain paper and did all of that stuff. So that was really good. I hope you guys enjoyed it. And I just want to say one more thing before, well, I'm going to show you the papers, right? Here's the papers that's going to be on sale. There's, like I said, 13 of them. So it's mainly all the new papers in the catalog. And that'll go on sale June 1st. Also, I want to share that I did the PDF, and it's over on my Facebook page. The link of it will be in the directions. The link of it will be in the directions. In the directions for you to get to my Facebook page, and it's under the files. So you'll be able to see it there. And it's called Wood Grains with Textured Floral. That's the name of the stamp set. And also, if you would do one more thing for me, if you do not already belong to my channel, please subscribe to that. And if you have any friends that like to stamp, please share my video with them. I would really enjoy it to be able to serve more people and teach more people. So if you don't mind doing that, I would really enjoy it. So just subscribe to the channel. You'll see the subscribe button. Hit for notifications for when I'm on. Usually I try to be on once a week. It's not always on the same day. I try to make it on Tuesdays, but that doesn't always work. But I'm working on it. So you guys have a nice night and enjoy stamping. See you later. Bye.